what's up everyone, Morey Croson here, and we have a brand new video for you today. It's going to be on some key biomechanics that you need in order to run faster. It's something that I realized by doing some coaching recently, and I thought I'd be able to get it to all of you out there. So as always, if you like the information, go ahead and click the thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, leave that down below, and we'll hop in the video right now. Okay, so here it's going to be, really me and Usain Bolt here, not to say that we're on any type of same level, but just to kind of show that this concept is a repeated thing that Usain Bolt does and something that I really like to concentrate as well. And it really makes a big impact, I think, on being able to generate more force in the ground. So at the end of the day, and the more that we've been able to understand and study and even look to replicate force production into the ground, what is an important part to be able to generate that force into the ground is going to be the amount of height that you get during the extension, right? So what stands out, and we'll go look at Usain Bolt first, just because he's, the best sprinter ever. So you can see when he's off the ground just how much overall, height he is. He's already 6'5", but he is able to also get very far off the ground in his sprinting, right? He's not jumping, he's trying to run as fast as he can. So what this does is this gives him the ability to generate a lot of downward force as he's coming down into the ground. Now, it's not just straight downward, it's down and back. And the reason the down and back is important is because it creates a shorter contact time, shorter amount of time that the foot is on the ground. So when you just end up, the people that just go and push straight down, they end up just spending a lot more time on the ground that then is necessary, while the people that are able to pull down and back are able to not only generate force downwards into the ground, create massive force, but they also are able to do it very, very fast and very, very efficiently by not having a very long ground contact time. Now, the key to be able to do that is going to be when you're pushing off, right? So being able to go through that extension there and really maximize pushing off. Now, this is an important concept to be able to understand, is if we watch Usain Bolt here, he's not actually getting into triple extension as he's pushing off, right? Notice how as he lands, how fast, you can see just how fast he generates force, and that's what makes him the guy that he is, but he never ended up fully getting extension within that knee. So that's not a necessary capability that is needed in order to be the best in the world, right? To be able to beat Olympic records. Now, he did have some hamstring issues, and I think anybody that runs at this high speed will end up having some hamstring issues and will have some, biomechanical inefficiency, or obviously not going to be perfect overall. But I think it's a very, very critical thing to recognize is that you don't actually need to get triple extension in that leg in order to be successful as a sprinter. You could keep a bit of a bend in that knee, but when he's pushing off, he has a great ability to, one, get a lot of range of motion on that extension, right? And as he's pushing off, get into immediate knee flexion, right? And that allows him to be able to push his body upwards as he's sprinting, okay? And what you want to be able to do is maximize hip extension, right? We'll go into, watch me, he was able to see everything pretty clearly there on him. But yeah, you want to be able to get that heel facing straight up. Immediately after push off and toe off, you want to be able to drive that knee right in, because that is really that stretch shortening concept where you can go and, obviously the muscle is stretching out. I get into a little bit more triple extension overall, and, something that I might even try to reduce a little bit just so that I can create a little bit better turnover within my legs. But big point is that you want to be able to push up and drive that knee right straight forward and get a lot of vertical force. You got to be high when you're running. So, high up in the air when you're running, obviously. So and some important things that I see that will prevent this is if you're driving the leg forward, if your butt or your heel gets too high, right behind your butt, I would say that he's almost at the limit there. Then that ends up making it so as the leg swings through, you're not able to generate as high of a position within the knee and the body in general, so don't get that heel and that foot too high up. Next thing that I would say is as you're coming forward, make sure that you're able to maintain a strong upright position in your back and your body. You don't want to end up leaning too far forward as you're driving through, right? Because this will end up limiting how high you can get your foot up. And as you're actually driving your foot down, you need to consciously be aware of that action, right? You want to be aware of understanding that the foot wants to drive down and it wants to drive back in order to generate a lot of force off the ground. And just being able to conceptualize those key biomechanical traits, I think will set you up to be able to run a lot faster in a very short amount of time.